Mid-sentence.
I mean,
We got T.O. on the line. Let's get this guy out
got
here.
more important things to get to, man. I need to hear about this 81vino.com, 81vino, the Hall of Fame edition. T.O.'s back in the building with the Reserve Cabernet Sauvignon 2018. They just released an additional case due to high demand with the 81vino. And T.O., man, good morning. Long time no talk. It's good to have you back on these airways on the Morning Roast. Joe Shaskin, the Butcher, Bonta Hill, and T.O. I got to say, wait, he's on the Zoom? Man, what is that? I didn't know he was on Zoom. Somebody told me he wasn't going to be on Zoom today. Man, T.O., all right, look at the backdrop there. Good movies, good eats, good times. I love me some me. That is amazing. That is amazing. I wish I could see the whole frame right there. We'll get T.O. in a second.
T.O. got a glimpse of us
there we go.
on Zoom. He was like, peace.
Man, T.O., my G, man. Hey, listen. You living in Colorado these days? You're at every Colorado game with my boy Pride taking it personal.
No, I'm not living there. He actually, right before the season, had me come out just to kind of work with some of the receivers. And the first home game, like I said, I told him I would be there just to support.
Right.
I know that was know what that's like, to support your own. Mm-hmm. And obviously, what he's doing is it's remarkable. It's trend setting. Not sure anybody can do what he's doing, but he's definitely applying the pressure to a lot of these Power 5 schools. He's definitely laying down the blueprint for coaches of color to do what he's doing. Like I said, nobody's going to do it the way he's doing it, though. I've been saying that they can imitate it, but they can't duplicate it.
No doubt. Well said, T.O. And you're working with those receivers. They got a squad out there on the outside. I know they don't have their guys yet. Deion said they're about 7 to 8 dogs away. But they had a freshman receiver last week pop out of nowhere.
What about the tight end from the city?
The tight end from the city, Harrison.
Mikey Harrison.
We got Jimmy Horn. I mean, they got some ballers out there in Colorado, and they're exciting out there. So it's a better time for Deion is having that team in the college football playoff. You know it is.
Oh man, yeah, he had some ballers on that squad. Again, he basically brought in the guys that he wanted to perform this year. He got rid of the guys that he felt that wasn't going to be a good fit for his team. You think about you talk about Mikey Harrison, this guy right here. Really not a highly recruited guy. I think he may have been a walk-on if I'm not mistaken. But I got a chance to work with the tight ends as well. This guy, he's a baller, as everyone has already seen. And you think about the other receivers that are obviously, top in the country. As far as receptions, you think about Jimmy Horn. Think about Weaver. You got some other guys that are starting to emerge. Javon Antonio, he's a big guy, number 4. Hasn't really got to show his skill set yet, but be on the lookout for him. But you saw Marion Miller last week. Yep. He got an opportunity. Even when I went to preseason right before the camp, Deion pointed out number 14 that he was a baller. I didn't really see it at that point in time, but obviously he's groomed himself and really got some practice time in and really started to show these coaches that he could play. Some things didn't go quite so well for Javon Antonio early on in the game. They gave 14 Omarion an opportunity, and he basically put his skills on display before God and country. And I think I told him, I said, now you can't hide. You can't hide number 14. Now you got to build on that.
I love that. Hey, T.O., you're talking about all these underrated people that weren't highly recruited. I mean, you go right into that category, and so does Brock Purdy. Well, what do you make of Brock Purdy, man? Because he seems like your kind of quarterback.
Oh, man, I mean, again, this is a guy that pretty much has been relishing the opportunity. Unfortunate for the guy, the quarterback before him. But again, this is, I think you've heard the next man up mentality. I think that's what a lot of guys that are on these different depths on the roster, they just want an opportunity to showcase their skills and show people what they can do. It's unfortunate what happened to him in the championship game, Super Bowl. But look, this is an opportunity for him to really come back from that injury, to really get back on track, and he's done that. I think, obviously, like I said, when you look at the way that they played last year prior to him getting injured, definitely they're on track to do some great things this year. But, again, I like the way he's played. Definitely a guy that can sit back in the pocket. I think whenever you think about some of the quarterbacks that were kind of like tweeners in a sense, that I played with, that were more active, that made a lot of plays with their feet, I think he's a bit better than those guys because he sits in the pocket, has a nice eye, has a nice arm, can throw, make all the throws, And obviously, like I said, he's smart enough to know when to put the ball in the receivers and in the playmakers' hands. And if he has to make some plays with his feet, he'll do that as well.
No doubt. We're talking to T.O., the Hall of Famer, Terrell Owens, one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver. Jerry Rice, we had him on earlier. We said it. Our starting wide receiver spot will be T.O. and Jerry Rice, and you can take the rest. You can have your Megatrons. Not disrespecting anybody, but I'm taking T.O. and Jerry all day long. All day long. Available at 81vino.com. His new wine, the Hall of Fame edition. They just released additional cases because everybody got to have some 81 Vino in their lives here. You played for both teams, the Niners and the Cowboys, and we know about the history. You stepping on the star or whatnot. It's still an iconic moment. Those T-shirts,
one of my favorites.
People still wear them at Levi Stadium. T.O. on the star, they still wear that. What was it like being on the other side of that rivalry? I don't think we've ever talked to you about that, wearing the star. We know how it ended, and it wasn't right with the way it ended because you're still playing at a high level. But what was it like first getting into Texas Stadium and wearing that star, T.O.?
I didn't really look at the rivalry per se. I mean, I understand the history of it, but I mean, I just wanted to go out and play, man. Honestly, like I said, for whatever reasons, the Niners got rid of me. They didn't feel like I had the skill set to continue to play there. They elected to keep Jeff Garcia over me. And for me, when I went to the Eagles, I wanted to show them, hey, it's not me. Everywhere that I put on a uniform, wherever I showed up, I showed out. So it was no different when I went and played with the Cowboys. Obviously, the Cowboys had some mixed feelings, coming there after I had stood on the star. But me, I was very, very competitive, man. I just wanted the ball. So I didn't really get too wrapped up into the rivalry. But once I was on the Niners and I went to the star, I kind of felt, kind of the tension. I kind of felt, what it was like to be a fan, that got somehow feel disrespected. But, as the years have gone by, people have asked me about that, but it wasn't any disrespect, toward the Cowboys or any of the fans. They just took it that way. But as a fan, I get it. As a player, I'm just balling.
Yeah, no, we understand that. I felt like the Niners were fading when you left them. Like you got off the train at a good time, and then you go to a really good situation in Philadelphia. Feels like your star could shine brighter in that situation, and the rest of the country could acknowledge it. I feel a lot of similarities between you leaving the Niners and CMC leaving the Panthers, and McCaffrey playing with this team. Feels like all of his best traits get highlighted. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you want to go to a team and go to an organization, especially play for a coach that puts you in the best positions to succeed and to display your ability. And I think that's what Christian McCaffrey has done. I think obviously didn't really play out so well at Carolina.
Right.
Now he has a new place. It's a new face in a new place, and again. Shanahan has done a great job to utilize his skill set, and you're seeing it pay dividends. So you have to question the coaching, what was going on in that organization, because this guy, obviously, he can still ball.
No, he's an elite player. Touchdowns in 13 straight games. Just broke Jerry Rice's record for most touchdowns in consecutive games in 49ers franchise history. Dak Prescott on the other side. It feels like it's a huge year. Whether it's this Sunday or January, the verdict is still out on him. What is your impressions of Dak Prescott? Because they've given him weapons before, and he still makes that boneheaded play at times. Tia, what do you think about the quarterback in Dallas?
He just has to be consistent, and I think that's a tough. He's in a tough position, obviously, to do that. But again, I think he has to have. With his weapons around him over the course of the years, I mean, you think about the running back position. You had Zeke. Zeke, well, like I said, he was kind of good. He's had some ebbs and flow in his game, and he pretty much was on a decline. And I think in order to have a good passing game, you got to have a good running game. And I think management, obviously, they had kind of had their hands tied a bit when they had Tony Pollard. Should we play Pollard? Should we play Zeke? That created a lot of inconsistency. And then when you think about the receiver position, they have some guys over. I think Gallup and CeeDee Lamb. You got to have guys that are game changers, not guys that just can catch the ball. Within the offense, you got to have playmakers, and you got to have some receivers that can change the game at any given stop. I don't think their receiving core is to that point just yet. So that factors into really the elevation of Dak Prescott's game. So I'm not going to be overly critical, but again, sometimes, like I said, he puts himself to be really criticized with some of the mistakes that he makes. Not only just during the game, but even just think the latter part of the season when it really, really counts, he starts to make some inconsistencies with his throws and puts the teams in bad situations.
I feel like both teams love both players, right? So we're picking amongst good option here. So if you had to, though, you had to pick one or the other. You like CD or you like Brandon Ayuk?
Oh man, that's I'm gonna probably go with. I mean, I think I like the jump and the leap in the of Brandon Ayuk. Based on what I kind of saw last year, obviously we saw what he was doing in preseason, what he's done thus far. He's starting to be an emerging star. Like now, you're probably hearing more Brandon Ayuk than Deebo Samuel. But this is the season. It's really early right now. So again, every receiver is going to probably have some standout games here and there. But obviously, when you get both of these guys, starting to play at their peak, then that passing game is going to be lethal. But to your question, like I said, I think I would probably go with Brandon Ayuk right now.
The numbers are very similar over the last 31 games with Ayuk and CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb gets a lot more opportunities to shine than Brandon Ayuk. Last week, 6 catches, 6 targets, 8 catches, 8 targets against Pittsburgh. He's making the most of his opportunities. Ayuk has definitely ascended to you. When you're walking on the street, and you're a Hall of Famer, and I know you get love in Philly, you get love in Buffalo. People forget about the Buffalo days. Cincinnati. I mean, you put up numbers. I still think you could have played your last year, 37 years old, 983 receiving yards in 14 games. That's incredible. You're 37 years old. Heck, you probably still can suit up. I see you're working out with Colorado. But what fan base shows you the most love when you're walking around? Is it the Cowboy fans or is it the 49er fans?
Honestly, I would probably say the Philly fans.
Really?
Oh, don't say that, T.O. We got to beef with Philadelphia.
I'm being dead honest.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like Philly. There's some hardcore fans. I mean, I think when you think about the personality and just the blue collar workers that they are, I remind them of themselves. A guy that kind of would just put on that hard hat and just go to work. So I think that's where the mutual love and respect, was when I played in Philly. Again, like I said, obviously great fan bases in Dallas and San Francisco. But me, I have to be honest, man. When you talk about Philly, those fans, bro, they love me like no other.
Yeah.
And again, I've gone into the Buffalo Stadium, bro. I only played there 1 year. I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago. I went back to Thurman Thomas's retirement night, and they have this segment they call Legends, and so they brought me in for Legends of the Game. So they brought me in, obviously as a former player, but they didn't let the city know that I was coming into town, and so they do it every year, every game. I have a different guy to come in, and when I came in that stadium, bro, you would have thought that I played 8 years in San Francisco. You would have thought I played 8 years for the Buffalo Bills with the reception that I get when I go there.
Did you swan dive into a table after hitting a bong like a lot of their fans in the tailgate section?
They are what? T.O., I love you. I still got your authentic jersey in my closet. I got to admit that.
You picked
but
Philly.
I am hurting because we went to Philadelphia last year.
First of all, why is it in the closet?
Well, because I can't wear it every day, T.O.
What? You sound like you on the turntable.
No. No, T.O., your boy's broke.
You're
I work in radio.
like Dion now.
Trust me, when I get the crib, it will be framed up. Trust me, it will be framed up. All the jerseys. No, T.O., it doesn't even get worn. I don't know if you bring it out unless it's a huge game. All right, so it's there. It's right next to the Jerry. It's next to the Ronnie lot. I still got the T.O. Don't worry, T.O., I got your back. It will be framed. But you broke my heart, though, because we went out to Philadelphia in January for the NFC title game, and we can't stand their fan base. We can't stand their radio hosts. We can't stand anything about the town. Now, I love the Mitchell and Ness store, and I got some good friends in Philly, which have broke my heart because we beefing with Philadelphia right now.
Yeah, hard.
We beefing hard on these Twitter streets.
Oh, I know. I mean, hey, Philly. I mean, they're kind of like they're the team to beat right now.
They are.
You think?
They're hot to it in the NFC. It's gonna go down to the wire in that NFC. So
no doubt.
I'm looking for things to kind of unfold and kind of shape up here pretty soon.
Hey, T.O., I got to ask you about this one, man. Seriously, what the hell's going on with you and Stephen A. Smith, man? Like he's out of pocket. What's going on there?
Oh man, I've already trying to address that. I mean, actually, the full episode of All the Smoke, where I kind of address everything in its entirety, it airs today.
Oh.
Actually, as soon as we get off this thing, I'm going to be posting
Nice.
the link. But
Okay.
the full episode airs today. But man, you said it. I think that's the key word is out of pocket. And so,
Yo.
for whatever reason, he feels like he has the cachet to just go on that national TV on ESPN, that platform, just talk about athletes. How he feels like he wants to talk about them. So I'm not going to tolerate the disrespect. And so when you start calling me trifling and sorry ass, this and that and the other, you kind of crossed the line. So I've already expressed what it is with me. So that's pretty much the extent of it for me at this point.
Yeah, we always know you to keep it real. You don't tell a lie, T.O. You just say it how you feel, which we are really appreciating. You get guys like that and Skip Bayless just talking out the side of their necks, and it's like, without you guys, we don't have a job. We don't have nothing to talk about. And that's what we try to do on this show.
It's a bit discouraging, man. Like I said, I have a family to feed, really out here trying to, establish some business opportunities for myself, and for him to allude, certain things about my finances and things of that nature, and then have his podcast and hold up papers as if he's about to expose me for something, like he had classified documents. That's not cool, man. And
No.
so, that's one thing you don't mess with. That's a black man's pockets. And so he knew exactly what he was doing and what he was alluding to or insinuating with some of the things that he was spewing on his podcast. So again, anybody that knows me, bro, like if you got something on me, if the government or the police or the courthouses don't have anything on me, what makes you think that you can hold up some random papers and say that you're going to expose me? Bro, I mean, you're trying to. That's almost like defamation of character, in a sense, if you really want to get down to it. But other than that, man, that's not me. If you want to expose me, like I told him, I give you the floor. I give you permission to expose me. There's really nothing to expose me of, because pretty much, like I said, I've kept my nose clean throughout the course of my career, even post-career. Like I said, I was very fortunate to be raised by two strong black women, and my grandmama and my mom. I feel like anywhere that I go, the things that I do as far as representing them, I've done a great job of that.
No doubt about that. And by the way, the 81 Vino, I was hoping you guys made peace in Boulder, because I know you guys were out there at the Colorado game at the same time. We talk about that later. T.O., keep doing your thing with the wine. The Hall of Fame edition is out.
Released. Man, y'all got to go cop that wine, man.
We waiting on it. Does it come with popcorn?
Well, no, but I mean, that's next up. I'm gonna have to get me a popcorn. Deal.
Come on,
man. The 81 Vino, the first batch is sold out. I think we're looking to make about maybe 200 to 300 more bottles. So everybody, trust me.
Yep.
It's not the Hall of Fame edition for no reason.
No doubt.
The 2017 Cabernet sold out. Obviously, the 2018 Hall of Fame edition is in commemoration of my Hall of Fame induction. Again, it's a full 100% cab, full body cab. So go get it. We're making, I think, about 200 extra bottles. So definitely, if you want to get that, because once it's gone, it's gone. And we're going to be on to the next. We're going to be on to 2019. So go get it, 81vino.com.
Yep, 81vino.com. T.O., man, keep doing your thing. We always love you here in the Bay Area. Trust me, we got your jerseys and stuff like that, and I'm glad that the Niners finally honored you. It will be framed one day, T.O. It will be framed one day. Will it be framed? Promise you that. And thanks for all the time, man. Whenever we ask you to come on, you come on with
great
us.
hearing your voice.
You always keep it real, man. It's always good to see you.
Yeah, good luck to the Niners this weekend. I'm right. If I got to ride with anybody, I'm riding with the Niners this year. The Cowboys, man, I mean, it's the same old thing with them every year. They have high hopes, get everybody high hopes up, but they can't close the deal. The way that the way the Niners are balling right now, right now it's theirs to go get.
As long as Jerry Jones continues to suffer with playoff losses, I'm a happy man. I cannot stand Jerry.
You and me both. I second that.
Yeah, let's
Jerry
go.
Jones can kick rocks.
Let's go. That's right. He can't kick rocks. Overrated. Ain't won a damn thing since Jimmy Johnson left. T.O., you're the man.
Have a good one, bud.
All right, guys.
Anytime. Terrell Owens, the Hall of Famer here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.